Beterbiev calls David Benavidez out for ducking his fights. I'm at a very strange point in David Benavidez. I think we've given him so much sort of leniency in his career because the storyline's always been David Benavidez is only fighting sort of bums or lesser fighters because he couldn't have got the fight with Canelo Alvarez. I don't want to discredit his wins too much. I think Caleb Plant, that was a tough fight. Demetrius Andrade, sort of back end of his career. Davin Morel, we've seen what Davin Morel's been throwing up lately, so maybe we overstated that win. Zurdo Ramirez, a champion at super middle, a champion at cruiserweight, but no real big names on the fact sheet, and a stylistic nightmare. Zurdo Ramirez also at the back end of his career, no footwork. It worked for David Benavidez. I don't want to discount his wins too much, but I think there is a point in his career where David Benavidez needs to stop blaming Canelo Alvarez for the fights that he's having. And what I mean by that is there is plenty of people in and around that David Benavidez can go and fight. If you really want to make a statement, if you really want to be the best, go and fight Jai Opetaia. Go and fight Dmitry Bivol. Go fight Artur Beterbiev. Go fight one of these big guys. It's not as though Jai Opetaia has a fight lined up. It's not as though Dmitry Bivol, we know if he's taken on Beterbiev or Callum Smith. If he's going to be taking on Callum Smith, then why is Beterbiev not going to be facing David Benavidez? Saying that David Benavidez, if he ducked Beterbiev a few years ago, he might come around to taking on Artur Beterbiev now, because Artur Beterbiev is not the fighter he might have been 4 years ago. Artur Beterbiev is now at a point of his career where we haven't seen him for 15 plus months, slowing down, 40-something years of age. So it probably works in favor of David Benavidez. But I want to see David Benavidez against Jai, either the top cruiserweight or against Dmitry Bivol, the top light heavy. Either one of those. All right? I even hear talks about him taking on Alexander Usyk. I like how the chats are starting now when Alexander Usyk just had his worst performance. And like I said, I don't want to rip into David Benavidez too much. I do think he's an exceptional fighter. I do think he has a lot to offer. But I do think it's a point where we have to stop blaming Canelo Alvarez for David Benavidez and say, David Benavidez, what are you doing? What are you doing to make these big fights? You didn't get Canelo Alvarez, but he's not the only name in and around those divisions. Let's see you have a big fight. Let's see you compromise something.